Good evening. I finally got around to reading this book that I first came across last year called The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mochizuki. This is a translation from Japanese, and it's essentially a collection of interconnected short stories that follows a set of characters whose lives have all at some point in the past intersected with one another. And it involves each of their visits to a really unusual coffee shop in Kyoto, Japan. This is definitely not your typical coffee shop. It doesn't have a set location, nor is it the kind of restaurant that you can walk into and make orders at. In fact, you're not allowed to order anything. You eat or drink whatever they choose to give you when you go. This is it's set up as a pop-up cart, the kind of cart, I guess, that can show up anywhere, whether it's some random street corner or even in people's dreams. And it's run by cats, talking cats that read people's horoscopes and help them deal with different challenges in their lives. In this particular case, the challenge for all of these characters seems to be that they're kind of stuck, whether it's in their careers or in their relationships, and they're all having trouble finding ways to continue moving forward. So the collection includes stories on someone working for a tech startup company, a hairstylist who's kind of looking for a change in her career, a movie director or some type of agent, I'm not completely sure, who's having relationship issues, and a scriptwriter who currently writes scripts for a romance dating sim, only she used to be a really, really popular drama and movie writer who fell on hard times and whose last couple projects have kind of flopped, and it's really hurt both her career and her confidence. And all of these people actually know one another, even though they're not super close now, and the reasons, behind their current visits to the coffee shop can actually be traced back all the way to when the scriptwriter was a teacher and all of them were her students. So something that I liked. I really like this kind of setting, and I also appreciated how unlike, because this book kind of reminds me of a couple others I've read in the last few years. The ones that first come to mind, I guess, are Before the Coffee Gets Cold and more recently The Lantern of Lost Memories, but both of those kind of had some sad and tragic overtones. So in comparison, this book was a lot more relaxing because it didn't have that. They were dealing with hard times, but nothing especially terrible, I would say, happened to anyone. So I think it was an easier read that way. I also liked how it didn't just end with one story, you actually have epilogues on everyone, so you get to hear a little bit about what comes after. So something I did not like. I felt like the story relied a little too heavily on the use of horoscopes to move it forward. It felt a little like the characters just went to this coffee shop, got their horoscopes read, got some advice, and somehow this clarifies everything for them. It doesn't really... So for example, I don't really understand why, for the script writer telling her that her stories of a certain kind aren't popular because whatever stars happen to be in whatever houses, astronomically, this explanation does not strike me as particularly compelling, I guess. And I kind of wish that the cats, I guess, had helped these characters come to their epiphanies in a different way.